Hi everyone, and welcome back to the third and final part of Lecture 1. Here I'm going to give you an overview of the module, but please consult the My Learning Space or use the Pulse application regularly for full and up-to-date module information. So first, let's talk about the syllabus. All of our lectures are going to be video-based. We're going to have a focus on theory up to week 6, and then a focus on applied practice for the second half of the term. Please ensure that you've viewed the lecture videos before your allocated on-campus class session. The lecture topics are listed on the delivery programme tile on My Learning Space. The practicals are also video-based. Please view and go through the video tutorials in the first half of the lab. Upon completing the tutorial, please use the rest of your time to conceptualise and work towards developing your project for the final submission. The second hour should be used for further project conceptualisation or development, and as contact time with the lecturers. This is an opportunity for you to talk to us about your ideas, ask questions about the module, or for assistance with the practical aspect of your project. You should attend all labs and make efficient use of your available contact times with your tutors. As with the lectures, the practical topics are listed on the delivery programme tile on My Learning Space. So, in terms of the learning outcomes for this module, by the end of this module, you should be able to utilise core games engine functionality and tools for games development. You should be able to develop custom logic and entities for use in game development, and to develop an appreciation for level design theory through the development of a game level using Unreal Engine. For your assessment, you need to create an original level design utilising Unreal Engine. In your submission, you're required to present the following. We're looking for a level design video, which is a video capture of full gameplay footage uploaded to Vimeo or YouTube, which you can narrate over if you wish. We need your level design portfolio, and this is the main bulk of your work. So this is a visual document that details the process and evaluation of your level design in PDF format. And also, if you can include it, a zip of your packaged project exe. We're not looking for the project files themselves. These can be linked from an online storage such as OneDrive, because your project files will tend to be pretty large in size, so please do not submit those to the My Learning Space submission. You'll be receiving 1 grade for this entire submission. So for your project, I'd like you to start thinking about what you're going to do now. There are 6 creative briefs for you to choose from. I would like you to select 1 creative brief to work from. So you need to create a level design that for the first creative brief would be based on autobiography. So this would be a project that represents an aspect of your life or identity. This can relate to a key event in your life, an encounter or experience that you had this semester, or even something as seemingly mundane as your daily routine, creatively represented as a sequence of gameplay events. For the second brief, it is memory, and this is a project that is inspired by your memories of a space in time. So you should consider how memories can often be selective and imperfect, and how the period could be represented through visual audio choices, and how your own experience may have shaped your perception of space. The third brief is history, which would be a project that represents a historical event or period. Please consider the historical accuracy of the interactions and content that you choose to implement, and how informational retrieval will inform your design and decision-making process. So history is based on historical accuracy of a period that exists. The fourth brief is natural world, which is a project that translates knowledge, concepts and ideas from the natural sciences into a creative level design. So for example, your project or level submission could take cues from physics, chemistry, biology or zoology. The fifth brief is psychology, which is a project that draws inspiration from psychology literature, with an aim of eliciting intended reactions in players. This could, for example, include research into emotions, moods, phobias, or visual perception of space. The sixth and final creative brief is adaptation. So this is a project that serves as a digital adaptation of an existing creative work. So the existing work could be a novel, a play, a poem, a comic, a film, or television series. Aim to select a critically acclaimed work that will offer you scope to explore its narrative themes through creative level design. That's key. I'm not looking for you to create an adaptation of, say for instance, Total Wipeout. This is all about exploring narrative themes through level design. So, the minimum requirements for your submission. Whilst you should exercise creative control over your project, you're required to demonstrate, at a minimum, the following within your submission: knowledge of triggers, knowledge of scripting through events, variables, arrays, custom events, flow control, loops, functions. I'm not expecting to see all of those within your submission. We will teach you the fundamentals in the labs, but you can go above and beyond. We don't expect to see every single one of those, but if you do remove, say for instance, flow control or loops, please include something more interesting that you've learned from other online tutorials. We do require seeing basic animation and movement in the scene. We need to see objects that can be collected, destroyed, or moved. The implementation of basic functioning UI. So this doesn't have to be health bars if it doesn't fit your project. If that is dialogue or subtitles on the screen, that's also perfectly fine. If it's demonstrating collectible keys, that also works. And also the implementation of basic, potentially sourced art and audio assets in the scene. So this would be you importing an art asset that you've created yourself in Maya, or that you've downloaded from, say, TurboSquid or any of the other sort of free 3D sites out there. What will you need for this module? You can find the reading list on My Learning Space. You're expected to evidence engagement with design theory in your portfolio, so please make use of the materials that we've collated for you. You're expected to be on campus, working on your projects during your scheduled class. However, if you're wanting to work on your projects further at home, then you may also need to download Unreal Engine version 4.26.2. You may also wish to download Autodesk Maya if you're wanting to create bespoke assets that you can use in the creation of your level. You'll need to bring headphones with you to watch the tutorial videos on campus, and I highly recommend bringing a hard drive or pen drive for saving your Unreal Engine project to. For 2D visualization, I would recommend buying some graph paper for quickly planning and editing level maps. You can also use Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, or an equivalent for creating nicer renders of these pre-visualization maps. That concludes our first video lecture. The next lecture videos will be released on Monday next week. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.